Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ahwɛfoɔ, etiefoɔ, yɛkyeakyea mo nyinaa. Yɛgye di sɛ mo ho yɛ, yɛgye sɛ biribi ayɛ okay. Followers, yɛkyea mo, mo na moma page no ɛwɔ n'ahoɔden. Modi adwuma no, mobɔ adwuma, mo share videos no, monkɔ so nhyia mma me na ɛnkɔ akyiri. Ɛyɛ adesua. You know, when the realities of life are uncovered, change is a must. Yes, we are still on the third Abrahamic religion because this is a religion that has said a lot about humanity. This is a religion that claims that it is the best religion. This is the religion that claims that if you don't adhere to this religion, you go to hell. This is the religion that condemns everybody to hell except its followers. In fact, even its followers, some of them don't know their faith. Some of them don't know where they are going because various sects think that the other sects are going to hell. So those religions has created so many divisions. It has created so many problems. It has given us so many issues. So we have subjected these religions to scrutiny. Yeah, check on market. Yes, scrutinize on market. Claim na ye claim ni baby omu fi ni ni omu wo ni ni omu claim na enukre and I enukre. So I don't think it's a problem. I don't think you have to have a problem when we subject your religion to scrutiny. You don't have to have a problem. Enkanka say ye the books and I the ya. Oh I want to say inti ma ubu fu yen oh problem bia ko check books no enya me no manya problem ni me. You don't have to get problem with me. If you have any problem, you go to check the books and say, and then aside of you, in the previous videos, I believe you saw you heard and saw what we discussed. We discussed about the date of birth, and so. The problem is that the reason why you should question this Islamic religion and the source of Islamic religion is that this prophet of Islam was born in the era where documentation is high. Documentation was high. Records were kept. Record were kept. Documentation was high. There were so many elites around writing and recording things, even their own poems. Their own poems were recorded. Their own poems were documented. Their own poems were kept. So you can't tell me that if this personality has been there and this all what you are saying about this personality is real, you can't tell me that people didn't document these things. So if documentation of this personality has a problem, it is either say A, B are number one. The things you are saying about this personality is not true. Things you are saying about this personality is not true. Or no, this personality has never existed. Obia San Niho. In fact, let me be honest with you. The type of Muhammad you are giving has never existed. The type of Muhammad you are told has never existed. The type of Muhammad you have in these books has never existed. There is nobody like that. So people created him. It is a fictional character created by some people and embellished it and gave it to you so that you buy the idea and follow the religion. And this is what is happening today. You've seen the date of birth. One date of birth, date of birth, a buffer, a crash. Date of birth, the solution is one of two things. Either say date of birth na eba books no mu ayeka no ni nyina ye nokore se ni nyina ye nokore dia then you have different types of Muhammad. You have so many Muhammads outside there. Muhammad ayewu on the 9th of Rabiul Awwal ye different. Muhammad ayewu on the 12th ye different. Muhammad ayewu on the 17th of Ramadan is different. And some of the date is even saying, some of the books are saying he was born on 22nd of Rabiul Awwal. If you want to say, if indeed this personality is there, and there Muhammad no Dawson, so Muhammad no Dawson there, and there it calls for multiple of Islamic religion. Now I understand why you have so many sects. So each Muhammad belongs to a particular sect because Islamic sect is entirely different. Islamic sect is entirely different. From where different, they are not the same. Islam in various sects is a different thing. They are not the same. Islam of the Sufis is entirely different from Islam of the Shias. Islam of Shias is entirely different from Islam of Sunnis. And Islam, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. And now, look at this way. Look at it this way. It's not the same thing. Islam of Shias is not Islam of Sunnis. Islam of Sufis is not Islam of Sunnis. Now, look at this. A Sunni scholar or a Sunni member does not pray behind a Sufi scholar, a Sufi imam. Sunnani, onye sallah wa tijaniya ni echi. Sunnani awaya good sunnani, on the tijaniya ni echi nya sallah. Shia ni awaya original Shia ni, on the sunnah echi nya sallah. Sunnani oya original sunnani, on the tijaniya echi Shia ni echi nya sallah. Ahmadiyya for the bobo, omo de professional Muslims. Omo de out. They are out for our moment coming or moment coming. So so this is the thing. So it's not the same Islam. If a Sunni will not follow a Tijani to pray, and you want to, and you still believe, say, the same Islam, you also the Udiabo. So this is the thing. So today, this video is going to talk about the incident, things that has been recorded, things that was said that had happened during his birth. And I don't know Prophet Muhammad. Yes, say Yamabi Siwa Rokurobiso. And even Yamabi to Satan, aka Shaitan, aka Iblis. Yes, say Adiabi to something happened in so many places in the world. The night prior the birth of Prophet Muhammad, some things happened. Even those things that happened did not leave the Satan out. Satan also had his own share. So we want to discuss those things, and we will discuss how he was born, and then we are done. Now follow me to the book. Today I have in my hand the first book, Ar-Rahiq al-Maktoum, the Indian book, the Indian author, which is, the author is Fadila to Sheikh Safiyur Rahman al-Mubarakafuri, the Indian author. Now this is what is here. The man is saying this. He says in page 61, he says that Warawa Ibn Sa'd. He says Ibn Sa'd has reported Anna Rasulallah, that the mother of apostle of God, Prophet Muhammad, Allah, apostle of Allah, called it. She said, Lamma walatuhu. Mrea mi wo no. Kama mi wo no. Kharaja min faraji sabi nurun. Ehai bi pie fi mase sabi ehai bi pie fi mitram ebaye sabi. Amina na eka say Prophet Muhammad's mother is speaking. Ehai bi pie fi faraji ewo mase mitram baye. Na ehai ni yeden abo atlawu kusuru sham. Ehai ni pie fi mase no ashran apiti akọ sham kuro no nyinaa so. According to this page 61, the mother of Prophet Muhammad is saying that when she gave birth to Prophet Muhammad, kharaja min faraji nurun, light has appeared from her vagina. Light came out from her vagina. After Prophet Muhammad came out of the vagina, light came out of the vagina. I don't know how light comes out of vagina. I wish Amina was alive to explain to us how light can come out of a vagina, but I don't know. Well, maybe womanizers will explain this. How I wish I am one. Anyway, so she said, that's just by the way. Anyway, she said light came out of her vagina. Light came out of her vagina. After Prophet Muhammad came out of the vagina, light came out of her vagina. And the light went to bright the whole town of Sham, which was that time a Christian town. This is one of the issues. So now, this is one concerning incident that surrounds his birth. When a nyama bi a see a one war, ya wo no, a high ne maame na ekasa yi. Raik Maktoum, Mubarak Afori, Indian author, the book no, waji award e wo book we ho. O say, yo owo no wie ye no. E han bi pie fi sabi ne bam ne twam e na han no ko shrine sham man nyina. This is one of the incidents surrounding the birth of Prophet Muhammad. Yenko yenim. And then the author continued to say, this is what he said, وَقَدْ رَوَى أَنَّ رُوِيَ أَنَّ إِرْهَاسَاتِ بِالْبِعْثَةِ وَقَعَتْ عِنْدَ الْمِيلَادِ. It says it has been reported that irhasat in Islamic theology is some kind of miracle. Now, in Islam, there is three types of miracles. In Islam, there is three types of miracles. The miracle that takes place before a prophet will become a prophet, they call it in Arabic irhasat. In Islamic theology, they call it irhasat. Irhasat. Irhasat ye awawasem any nsɛnkyerɛnne a ɛwɔ kromosom no. Irhasat ye awawasem any nsɛnkyerɛnne a ɛsi Allah osumani ansa na ɔbɛba abɛyɛ sumani. So for instance, Prophet Muhammad in 40 years ansa na ɔbɛyɛ sumani, ansa na ɔbɛyɛ prophet, and ansa na ɔbɛyɛ odiifoɔ. Nti ansa na ɔba 40 years ne bɛduru nyama a asi wɔ ne life mu a ayɛ nsɛnkyerɛnne no yɛfrɛ no wɔ kromosom irhasat. Nti ɔse yɛ report sɛ irhasat bebree esiiɛ belebe sɛ to work out in the milad esiiɛ ansa na yɛwɔ no. So irhasat. So this is the first type of miracle. The first type of miracle is the miracle that will happen to a prophet before you become a prophet or before you will be ordained as a prophet. In Islamic terms, they call it irhasat. And they have mujiza, which is miracle itself. Mujiza, which comes from the word agaza. Mujiza is the miracle itself. And mujiza means a miracle that a prophet will perform when he is ordained and enshrined and consecrated as a prophet. That one is called mujiza. And then we have the third name for miracle in Islamic religion, which is known as karama. Karama is a miracle that is done by any other person, Islamic saint, especially the Sufis, Islamic, the Tijaniyas, Islamic scholar, a great Islamic scholar with a spiritual background. When they do miracles in Islam, they call that one karama. So you have three types of miracles in Islam. You have irhasat, which takes place for prophet before he became prophet, before he becomes prophet. And you have mujiza, which takes place when he is a prophet. And you have karama, which is performed by Islamic scholar or Islamic spiritualist. This is the thing. When miracles and nsɛnkyerɛnne mmiɛnsa a ɛwɔ kramosom mu, irhasat ɛyɛ nsɛnkyerɛnne a ɔkɔmhyɛni bɛyɛ ansa na ɔbɛba bɛyɛ kɔmhyɛni, ɛna almujiza ɛyɛ nsɛnkyerɛnne a ɔyɛ bere a wabɛyɛ ɔkɔmhyɛni, ɛna karama ɛyɛ nsɛnkyerɛnne a ɛyiyɛ yɛka ne sɛ ɛyɛ nsɛnkyerɛnne a nimdeeni kramoni nimdeeni ɛyɛ ɛno yɛfrɛ no karama. So that is it. Nti irhasat no ebi ni nie tie. Irhasat, the Prophet Muhammad has performed miracles before he was even born. Now these issues are serious blow to the Prophet himself. Now one of these miracles that he performed, this irhasat, was that Wakaduruya, the author is saying, it has been reported, Anna irhasat bilbinsati wakat in the milad. Before Yabewunu, prior to his birth, there was irhasat, the antecedent, the miracles that shows that he's going to be prophet. Now, this is some of them. One, فسقطت أربع عشرة شرفة من إيوان. Balcony, our palace of Caesar. Roman Empire Caesar, ne balcony muno, ne balcony baku 14 ebubugu ho, anadwo na ye ba be prophet Muhammad, ne balcony bubugu ho. The balcony of the palace of the Roman Empire 1114 has broken prior the birth of Prophet Muhammad, before he was born. The night before Prophet Muhammad was born, the 114 balconies of Roman Empire has broken and fallen down. Now the question is, who was at Roman at that time recording this? Balcony baako 14 ebubugu Roman Empire 14 ebubugu ye. Why na gyina hɔ a ɔrekɔdi saa asɛm wei a papa wei de bae? Why na ɛwɔ hɔ? You see, they embellish the stories. These stories are creativities. These stories are fictional. Now tie ɔsi 14 ɛna ɛtɔ hɔ. Wahamidat naaru leti yabudu halmajus. The fire that the Persians were worshipping, because according to Islamic religion, before Islam came, Persians were worshipping fire. According to Islamic religion, before Islam came, Persians were worshipping fire. And according to Islamic religion, Persia for Iran for not almost eja. And another miracle says, see, and son of Prophet Muhammad, and he said, Ejana Persia for Somono, and also Edumuye, Grabo, Edumprepe. The fire went off, the fire quenched, the fire that the Persians were worshipping the night before Prophet Muhammad was born, the fire went off. So the question is, who was in Persia at that time recording this? This is your prophet birth. Anyway, and then he says, "One hadamatil kana isu hawla bahira to sawa." And I'm sorry, be one potem be a yefreho sawa. And sorry, kana is kanisa in Arabic is church. Kana is churches. And sorry, all the churches around the place called Sawa, which is part of Sham province. Ɛka Sham ho yɛfrɛ hɔ Sawa. Nsɔre ɛwɔ hɔ nyinaa egugu yɛ. Anadwo no a ade bɛkye a yɛbɛwo Prophet Muhammad no, nsɔre nyinaa egugu yɛ. So it's like the Prophet of Islam has enmity towards Christianity since he was in the belly of his mother. Ne tan ɛde ma kramoso ɛde ma Kristosom ɔde fi ne maame yam de bae. Because adanti na wo wanti nsɔre bɛgugu. Well, yɛsɛ nsɔre one hadama tilkana isu. One hadama tilkana isu haula bahirati sawa. Nsɔre bugu yɛ. Ɛwɔ Sham man mu brɔne bi a yɛfrɛ hɔ Sawa. And who is there to record this? Is still a question we are asking. And Bada and Gadat. And these issues are in Tobri, Bayhaki, all these guys reported this. Even though this man here thinks these things are not true. Mubarak Fori is saying these things are not true. So when this is one of the things surrounding the bed before he was born. This is from Ar-Rahiq al-Maktoum. Mubarak Fori, the Indian author. Now, let me take you to another book. I told you I have them plenty. Let me take you to another book. Now, this time around, the book belongs to Ibn Kathir. You know Ibn Kathir, you've heard him several times, right? You've heard me mention him several times. Ibn Kathir. Now, Ibn Kathir also has something to say. We are discussing his birth. The other videos were about the date of birth. Now we are discussing his birth and how he was born. Now, Ibn Kathir, as I told you the other time, is a great scholar of Islam. I told you the other time, I mentioned it to you, he was a great scholar of Islam. You doubt him, you doubt your religion, because he has a lot of things to say. He has a lot of say in Islamic religion. In fact, as I mentioned the other time, he has Quranic exegesis that scholars are using, especially the Sunni scholars. That is the majority of Muslims. Majority of Muslims are Sunnis. That is when you put the dogmatic Sunnis together with the political Sunnis, they are the majority. Even though there's a difference between two of them, the dogmatic Sunni and the political Sunni, there's a difference between them, but when you put them together, they are the majority of Muslims. The dogmatic Sunnis and then the political Sunnis, they are the majority of Muslims. Now, let's talk about another thing in the birth of Prophet Muhammad. Now, Ibn Kathir has this to say in this his book. This is Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya. It is a history book written by Ibn Kathir. Now listen to him. In page 241, this is what he's saying. And he also took this narration from Bayhaqi. Ibn Kathir in Yasa report way ewa Bayhaqi. This is what he's saying. Ambana Abu Abdullah al-Hafiz. Abu Abdullah al-Hafiz has told us, Anna Abu Bakr Muhammad bin Ahmad bin Khatim. Ana Muhammad Abu Bakr Aoya Muhammad Aoya Ahmad Niba Khatim Adara Barjidi. With the name where he's coming from, Adara Barjidi. Akatre and say Bimaru Khurasan, one of the province of one of the areas of Persia. Yeah. Or see, Hadathana Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah, Obi Ayafran Abu Abdullah, Akatre and say Al-Bushanji. Also, the Dino. Also say Hadathana Ayub, Abu Ayub. Also say what the information where our Abu Ayub, well, you see the chain of narrations. So you dare not to say this is a lie. Because you see the chain of narrations. You won't of one of the or say Abu Ayub Bun Salamat al-Khabairi. Hadathana Yunus Bun Atta. Another person known as Yunus Bun Atta said, and Usman Bun Rabi'a. He also heard the story from Usman, the son of Rabi'a, Bun Ziyad, the son of Ziyad, Bun al-Harith, the son of Harith, as-Sudai, Bimasr, who was living in Egypt. Hadathana al-Hakam Bun Aban. He also heard the story from one known as Al-Hakam bin Aban and Ikrima, and this Aban heard it from Ikrima. Ikrima is a son to one of Prophet Muhammad's uncles, Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl. Okay, that is Ikrima is the son. Abu Jahl never became a Muslim, but the son Ikrima became Muslim later. Not Iklima. Iklima is a female name. This is Ikrima with R. Ikrima. Now, he says, and Ibn Abbas, from the cousin of Prophet Muhammad, and Abihi al-Abbas, and the cousin of Prophet Muhammad heard this from the father, Ibn Abdul Muttalib, who is the son of Abdul Muttalib, radiyallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with them. So this is the chain of narrations. Now listen, what do they have to say? Qala, he says, ولد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مختونا مسرورا. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born circumcised, and he was born with the umbilical cord was cut off already. Like seriously, he says, "Wulida Rasulullah." Prophet Muhammad was born makhtunan, circumcised, masruran, and the umbilical cord is already cut off. He was born circumcised and he was born with umbilical cord cut off. Like seriously, no report away or say narrative way Ibn Kathir Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya or say Prophet Muhammad no na ya chame be madada opie fi ni mami ye mo ba no na ya chame be madada. Yes, and you gave Bra or Chani Bema when you mammy. Prophet Muhammad Nimami Wumbuson. And you gave bread to me after walk or chat, me bear madada. Masururan, Bama Chanumpo Yawawa, Tienia to us well. Masururan, Nymphumanso Yakadada. Prophet Muhammad was born circumcised and the umbilical cord was cut off already. Yawo no na ya tani bema na ya tani mfuruma. Like seriously, you got to be kidding me, bro. Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya. Now let me take you through a little education about medical science. Mame mfa nko apomden mu nsem mu kakra na tie me. Forget about be man I atwa dada no. Now, a baby to come out with umbilical cord being cut already is rarely happens. It doesn't happen mostly. And when it happens, it is deformity. It's not normal. It's a health challenge. Now, should in case that thing happens, if the umbilical cord will be disconnected from the baby in the womb, then the chances of the baby surviving and living is very slim. The baby will die, and the mother herself will be in danger. That is one. Now, if the baby comes out, immediately the baby is coming, and the umbilical cord is cut. This is known in medical science as prolapse. Now, prolapse lead to deficiency of oxygen. Now, deficiency of oxygen leads to the damage of the brain. This is the thing. When a baby is coming out during delivery and the umbilical cord is cut off before the baby comes out, it causes deficiency of oxygen. And the deficiency of oxygen causes what is known as prolapse. And the prolapse will cause damage in the brain. Prophet Muhammad came while the umbilical cord is cut already. Based on this medical teachings, Prophet Muhammad came out with a damage in the brain. You write these stuffs, you write these silly stuffs just because you want to please people. You want to use emotion of people for religion. You write this silly stuff and you don't know that this things will end up being insult for the personality you've created. Akwala bia ne mfuruma betwa ewo ne maame yam ansana ne tambe so say ye bewo no akwala no bewu e na maame no nso wo danger mu. Now sa ye wo no awo no ka oba no akwala no ba ne na mfuruma no twa ya ade bi besi a ye fra ade no prolapse. Prolapse ne say oba lose oxygen. Na so lose oxygen because oxygen no e fa through umbilical cord no mfuruma no na e ko no mu. A true umbilical cord no na akwala ne dididi onfa na no ndidie wo honom eno na odididi ma ne develop body no ade a maame ne di no e digest a na afa umbilical cord no na develop in body e ho na oxygen e fa ede ma no e ti e wo ne maame ye ma akwala no bewu maame no nso ne life be wo danger na se ye ba bewu akwala no na e twa ya obe hia oxygen ne mfra ma beka na mframa no nso cha na ebe ya makola no nie obenya adwen mu yare nti se ya wo prophet Muhammad na ya twa ne de dada mu pesa mu kire se wo ba no na ode adwen mu yare na ede ba ya na mu na mu ka manchro me de ni se mi ridi e kire mu. So he came circumcised and he came masruran. The umbilical cord is cut already. So he came with a problem of prolapse. You know, it prolapse, prolapse. We have relapse, where relapse got to do with dementia and also bipolar. Relapse and prolapse got to do also all is related to damage of brain, the damage in the brain. So prolapse is when the umbilical cord is cut before the baby is born. The baby will get prolapse. The baby will get prolapse. Nti prolapse ni so obenya adwen mu yare. Nti Prophet Muhammad na wanya adwen mu yare ansa na ye wo na anade. Enya me na me choye. Ibn Kathir brought it here. Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya. Do you really know what is in your books? I know now whoever said I'm a liar is regretting. Now, look at this. I know someone will say that he is prophet, so he was protected. Even though the umbilical cord was cut from the womb of the mother before he was born, he was protected because he was prophet. Okay, fine. When you say this, it means that he has break the law, or at least he has bent the law of physics. He has bent the law, or he has break the law of physics. Fine, we understand. Now, if that is the case, then This same God that protected him from having prolapse, from having a damage in the brain when his umbilical cord was cut off from the womb of the mother. Why didn't this same God protect him when he ate the poison that killed him? Where was his God that saved him in the womb from having brain damage when the umbilical cord was cut off? Where was this same God when he ate poison and died as a result of the poison? You see, the same person that is able to break the law of nature when being given birth supposed to break the same law when he ate poison. You see, in fact, this is the thing you are writing about your prophet Muhammad, and you are saying these things are coming from Allah, and this is Allah's prophet. Like seriously, you got to be kidding me. You got to be joking. So this is the thing. So one of the things that have been said before na wo ni ye wo no na ya twa ne mfuru madada na ya twa ne be madada, like seriously. So it is here. Go check page 241. All these things are fictional stories. But let me take you to another book. This is the oldest one. This has been with us for a long time. Asiratul Nabawiya Ibn Hisham. This is what he has to say. He says, Wiladatuhu wa tasmiyatuhu. Wiladatuhu wa tasmiyatuhu. The birth of Prophet Muhammad and the naming. The birth of Prophet Muhammad and the naming. This is what he has to say. Now he says, call Ibn Ishaq. He says, Ibn Ishaq is saying, page 208. Ibn Ishaq says, Falamma wada'atuhu ummuhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When the mother delivered him, arsalat ila jaddihi, she sent to his grandfather Abdul Muttalib annahu kad wulida laka gulamun fatihi fanzur ilayhi, that I have delivered a child for you, come and look at him. Fatahu, Abdul Muttalib came, fanadhara ilayhi, he looked at him, wa haddathathu bima ra'at hina hamalat bihi, and she told him her dream. Amina had a dream about Prophet Muhammad. Now I'm reading this because of that dream. I'll take you back to the dream. Was hina hamalat bihi wa ma qila laha fihi, and what she was told in the dream. And is wama umirat bihi and to samiyahu, and what she was told in the dream to name him. Fayazumuna, and they claim that Anna Abdul Muttalib. Now, Ibn Hisham himself is like he is not agreeing with this. As Ibn Hisham wanjintum Anna Abdul Muttalib akazahu, Abdul Muttalib picked his grandson Fadakala bihi al-Kaabata, and he entered into the building of Kaaba with him. At that time, it was idols in the Kaaba, Hubal and Co. Fakama Allah, and he was praying to Allah in the Kaaba. Now it is idols that are in Kaaba, but yet these Arabs will pray to Allah in the Kaaba with idols. So what is Allah then? Minkafi. وَيَشْكُرُ لَهُ مَا أَعْطَاهُ, and then he will be thanking him for what he has been giving him. ثُمَّ خَرَجَ بِهِ إِلَىٰ أُمِّهِ, and he came out with him from the Kaaba. فَدَفَعَهُ إِلَيْهِ, and he take it إِلَيْهَا, and he gave the baby to the mother. وَالْتَمَسَ لِرَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم الرَّضَاعَ, and he looked at, he searched for a baby nurse who will nurse him, who will breastfeed Prophet Muhammad. That is one of their traditions. Most of the women, they give their children to other women to nurse for them. This is what Ibn Hisham is saying. Now let's look for the dream. Let's look for the dream she had. The dream Amina had. The dream Amina had. This is the dream. In the book of Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya, Ibn Kathir again. Now I read this first so that you know that there was a dream. Now let's go to the dream. What is the dream saying? It says, وَقَدْ تَقَدَّمَ فِي الْحَدِيثِ. It has been mentioned in hadith prophetic narration. Waruya ummi lati ra'at. Said that is the dream of my mom. Alati ra'at, that my mom saw. Hina hamalati bi. This is Prophet Muhammad saying this himself. When she carried me. كأنه, she saw that خرج منها نور, a light has came out of her. أضاءت له قصور الشام, the light has brightened all the land of Sham. وقال Muhammad bin Ishaq, and Muhammad bin Ishaq has this to say. That is the first writer of Sirah. فكانت آمنة بنت وهب رسول الله تحدث. Amina bint Wahab. Amina, the daughter of Wahab, used to say this. The mother of Apostle of Allah used to say this. Annaha, that utiyat hina hamalat bi Rasulillah. When she was carrying Prophet Muhammad in her womb, someone came to her in a dream. Fakila laha, and she was told in the dream, Innaki, indeed you, Amina, kad hamalti bisayyid hazil ummah. You are carrying the burst and the leader of the whole world. Ewa ni daya mu Amina ni daya mu no. Ni ayaka kyerɛ no no. Ni ayaka kyerɛ ni sɛ nyinsɛn no a wafa no, akwalaa na a wafa no, onyim akwalaa bi a ɔno na ɛyɛ wiase nyinaa dikaini. Where do you think you can find similar story in the previous Abrahamic religion? To be precise, in Christianity. Do you remember any quotation similar to this about the pregnancy of Jesus? Well, copy and paste. This is what Abrahamic religions do. You did copy and paste, and yet you will not let us be. Now let's go. Fast forward. فكانت آمنة تقوى فقيل إنك حملت بسيد هذه الأمة. You are carrying the leader of the whole world, which is Prophet Muhammad. فإذا وقع إلى الأرض. When you deliver him, Owana Fakuli, say this. So the person is teaching her a prayer to say in the dream. Fakuli, say this. A'iduhu bil wahid. Me bonu hu ban me di baako pɛ de bɔ no ho ban. Min sharri kulli hasid. Efi bɔnea yi ade bɔnea ni biara ho. Wa fi kulli barrin amid. Ɛne adeɛ bi a ɛwɔ asase so a ɛbɛsɛe no. Wa kulli abdin ra'id. Ɛne akoa bi a ɔwɔ asase so a ɔde anibɔne ɛbɛsi no so. Nuzula gairi za'id. Ɛne jinni biara nso ɔbɛsane a ɔbɛba abɛdi no bɔne. Fa innahu Abdul Hamid al-Majid. Ɛsɛ sɛ ɔyɛ akoa a ɔyɛ Al-Hamid n'akoa, the praise ones akoa Al-Majid. Ɛna ɔsan yɛ ɔkɛseɛ ɔdefoɔ. This is what she was told in the dream that she should say. This is a prayer that she was asked to say in the dream. Hatta arahu qad atal mashahid. Now, wa'ayatu dhalika. Now the sign of this dream is that annahu yakhruju ma'ahu nurun. The sign that will indicate that he is a great person is that yakhruju ma'ahu nurun. A light will come out of him. Light ebepie. Ubewona baby obepie aba no. Light befi waba. We read that. Light befi high befi waba. Yamla ukusura busra min ardi sham. Land baby efra busra any sham no nyina no. Ɛhan na ɛbɛfi wo mu aba no ɛbɛkɔva ɛhɔ nyinaa ɛde akɔsi minarisham faida waka obesis owuna. When you deliver him fasamihi Muhammadan, name him Muhammad. So the name was given to the mother in the dream. Now if a name is given to someone in the dream, it has so many things to talk about, but don't worry, we are not yet there. We don't want to talk about these things. If someone is giving a baby's name in a dream, and it was a pre-Islamic era when they were worshiping idols, so what do you think is speaking to this woman? If indeed this thing has happened. Now Muhammad is not a name; it's a title, and this is not the name they gave him. They didn't give him that name as Muhammad. They didn't give him the name Muhammad. Muhammad Yanidi and a Muhammad Yadi. So this is another fictional story. He was not named Muhammad. The real name is there. We'll bring it out one day. He was not named Muhammad. And Muhammad is not a name. Muhammad can never be a name. It is a title. Your title is not your name, bro. Your title is not your name. So what is his name? Now let's go. فَإِنَّ اسْمَهُ فِي التَّوْرَاةِ Ahmad. And then the one speaking to the mother in the dream continued to say, فَإِنَّ اسْمَهُ فِي التَّوْرَاةِ Ahmad. Nidi ewo Torah mu, ewo Jewish Bible mu no, Ahmad. You remember when we were discussing the prophecies, the Quranic verse we quoted that Jesus said, Yati min ba'di ismuhu Ahmad. This is the thing here. You see how they are fixing the stories and putting them together. They are cooking and preparing the stories. And then he said, Ya madhu ahlus sama, or Ya Ahmad, because ahlus sama, in for the people in the sky. Which sky? Which people? Which sky? Which people are in the sky? Yahmaduhu. Praising. They will praise him. The people in the sky will praise him. Which people are this? Wa ahlul ard. And the people on earth will also praise him. Wasmuhu fil Injil Ahmad. His name in Injil is also Ahmad. So Injil is the New Testament, and the Torah is the Old Testament. So now trying to tell you that his name has appeared in these two places, just like what we discussed earlier. Like, seriously? So this is the thing. Now, when Diana, this is the dream she had. The video has taken so much time a lot. It has taken so much time. Let's stop here and I'll continue with you again about the birth and the surroundings of the birth and something dangerous that is related to the birth that is making the birth to be questionable, because now one adeɛ na ɛbata ho no ɛma wobɛdoubt sɛ Abdallah na ayɛ ka no na ɛyɛ ne papa. Thanks for watching. Share it for me, comment and suggest. Until we meet again, I say to you, bye bye.